Excellent. And the recording's on. What good timing. Perfect. All right, well, welcome and hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Bellon. Sorry, Sally, I feel like I'm just
getting out of your way.
Find a spot. Excellent. So thank you, everyone, for making your way to join us here today for our Undergraduate Disability course information session. Hopefully we're all in the right room. Yes. So as a brief, I'll be giving a little bit more of a detailed explanation, but we have, in our undergraduate courses, we may have people in the room who are doing or who enrolled into 4 different named courses. So I'll explain all of that in a moment. You might be in the 4-year Bachelor of Disability and Developmental Education, so we'll find out that. You might be doing the 3-year Bachelor of Disability and Community Inclusion. You might be doing a 2-year associate degree in disability or the 1-year diploma in disability and community practice. So if any of those ring a bell to you, you are in the right place. That's fantastic. Excellent. So let me start by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of the lands and on which our campuses at Flinders are located. We are here in the Kaurna land, and we honour their elders past, present and emerging. Now, just hang on. Oh, it looks like my microphone has been off. That's better. Excellent. Good. So again, a welcome to those of you who are watching the recording. So in most of our lecture rooms, we've got everything sort of audio captured and video captured. So there'll be a recording of today's session available up, and I'll show you where a little bit later. This very large photo, we do large photos of ourselves. So my name is Associate Professor Michelle Bellon. That just means that I've been working here at Flinders for a really, really long time. I think I'm celebrating my 20th year working here as an academic at Flinders. So as an academic, that means that I'm a balanced staff member here at Flinders. So that means that I do teaching. I also do research. And a big part of my role as the undergraduate course coordinator is administrative support. So I'm here to support you in your journey. I'm here to support our teaching team as well too, all of your topic coordinators, your tutors, your markers. There's so many layers who make up our discipline of disability and community inclusion. So I was also sitting exactly where you are sitting right here back, if we rewind back to 1996. I started off doing what was the course you're doing now. It was called back then Bachelor of Applied Science in Disability Studies. So we've just celebrated 40 years of disability here at Flinders Uni. So you've come to the longest disability studies program in Australia, and we're really incredibly proud of where we've come from and where we're going, and we'll pass over and talk a little bit more about our discipline to our academic lead in a moment. So my background, I started off doing the degree, I then went on and found a passion for research, so did an honours year at the end, and then went on and did a PhD. And a lot of the work that I've done since then has mostly been working with adults with acquired neurological conditions, acquired brain injury, other health-related issues as well. And a lot of psychosocial supports, a lot of focus on inclusion, adjustment to an acquired disability, and goodness, and a lot of other research in between, supporting all of our fabulous research students as well. So as the undergrad course coordinator, I am a really helpful point of call for you if you need help with, you have any concerns about the course or topics, or you need some support with developing a bespoke study plan. Many of the students who do our programs, oh my gosh, students in every course across the university, all live very complicated lives. You know, all of us here, very, very few people coming to uni these days get to just study as a full-time student and not have to manage anything else in their life. That was kind of my experience when I went to uni. I started as a 17-year-old. I was doing a bit of part-time work as a support worker, and that was pretty much it. I was living at home. Life was pretty good. These days, the student experience, you're probably working a whole lot. You may have some fabulous sort of lived experience of disability as well, or playing different roles in the community that will bring and augment your experience studying here as well. So my job is to help make sure that you can navigate your way through, and we support your success here at Flinders. Brilliant. Well, that's probably enough about me. I have great privilege to pass over to our academic lead, and I'll give you a microphone. Sally Robinson, thank you. Perfect.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I really just want to say welcome. We're very glad you're here. I'm very glad everybody online and watching the recording is here as well. I'm Sally Robinson. I'm a Professor of Disability and Community Inclusion and the academic lead of a fantastic team of people who are working here to support you and teach you and share their research with you as you come through our program. You've picked such an exciting time to come in to study. For some of the reasons that Michelle said, that, you know, we've celebrated 40 years, we've got a new, fully worked through 4-year program, we've got a fantastic postgraduate program all worked through, so it's a really good time internally to come because you're going to get really fresh, new, exciting learning. But you've come in to study in our field at a fantastic time as well. I'm sure you're all really interested in studying because of some of the things that you've heard externally as well. Things like the NDIS review and the Disability Royal Commission that we see in the media all the time, I'm sure have really piqued your interest about how we can do things differently and better. And coming to study at uni is a really important way to contribute to the way that we do things differently. There's lots of different ways that you can approach studying and learning. You don't have to come to a tertiary institution to do that. And what we try to do, what we pride ourselves on doing, is to teach you how to think and approach things differently. So we don't try to spoon feed you in doing things the NDIS way, because the NDIS way will be different in 3 months, and then it'll be different again in 3 months. But what we really want to teach you to do is to critically analyse why might it be this way, and why might it be different again in 3 months, and why might it be different again in 3 months, and what sits underneath that, what makes things change like this, and how do people with disability fit into that. And how do people with disability have a privileged voice in this? And how do we help people with disability be front of that change? So to help you think critically about that, and to help you have the tools to analyse that, and to help you really be in front of those changes. So that'll probably sounds a little bit abstract at this point, but by the time you pop out the end of the degree, you'll hopefully really feel well equipped to be at the front of change. Not just being part of change, but to be leading change. That's what our aim is for you. And we'll help you along the way with that. So you'll do things like, one of the courses that I teach is called Critical Issues in Disability. And it's a first-year course, so you'll see it pretty soon. Semester two. Yeah, all right. So, yeah. And what you find with that one is that it helps you see the way that people's lives are involved with lots of different systems, and how you can help people navigate different systems. So to see the world as a big place, and disabled people's lives as part of the world, not just part of fitting into systems. So you can probably tell I can talk underwater, and I could talk for the next 3 hours. I do just want to really close in encouraging you to talk to all of our staff. Feel absolutely free to ask questions of anybody, to give suggestions to anybody. We are very welcoming of any of your ideas. You see things from a different vantage point to us. We've got our own ideas about what might be working in the program, but we really fully appreciate that you have got a different idea, a different set of suggestions, a different perspective on what's working and not working. And we really love hearing from you if you've got ideas about the way that we can do things differently or we can improve things. We always love talking about our research. We put up our research papers up and down the corridors, anything that's coming out new from our research. Like my research, for example, is about abuse and neglect and how to stop it, about children and how they are children with disability and how they are involved in the world. If you see something there and you think, oh, I'd like to know more about that, have a knock. Say, can you tell me more about it? Can you give me one of those papers? Nothing thrills an academic more than actually being asked about their work. So don't be shy. We'd love to get to know you more as you come into the program, and we're really looking forward to meeting you and finding out more about what makes you tick, what makes you excited, and how we can support you as you go through the program. I'm really sorry that I can't stay as we go through the morning. I have got another commitment, but everybody else is really looking forward to getting to know you. So welcome.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much, Sally. Perfect. Okay, next person we're going to introduce you to is Cassandra Gibson-Pope. And Cassandra is our Student Engagement Coordinator. So thanks, Cassandra.
Thank you. So yes, my name's Cassandra. I'm a Student Engagement Coordinator. I'm also a lecturer in all the programs that you'll be undertaking. I'm a teaching specialist, so I don't do research, but I have done research. So my role is, as well as teaching you, I do the Disability Service Landscape topic, which is in second semester as well. I also have a topic called Building Community Capacity, which is in third year. I also supervise students on placement, so I have many hats. But as Student Engagement Coordinator, my role is to support you. So if there's anything else happening in your lives, as well as study, and you just want to have a chat about navigating the university system or about where you can find services and supports, I'm the person you can come and knock on my door or email me and I can make a time to meet with you. You'll hear lots of information today and some of that you'll forget. So please look at all the slides that we've got for you today, but don't feel too stressed if you've missed something. You can ask me as well. There's lots of activities happening for you today across campus, and we'll get to some of those in the slides as well. But I just wanted to say welcome, and I'm here to support you in any way and make your university lives a fun time in your life. Like Michelle, I did the degree as well, a little earlier than her. So I did the undergraduate degree when it was a Bachelor of Applied Science and Disability Studies. I also went on and did honours, but then I spent 22 years working in local government, and my passion's around building community capacity and community development. And then I've found my way back here teaching you, so it's great.
You did in a PhD?
Oh yeah, I did a PhD too along the way. It took 8 years, but you know, it's okay. And so that work was looking at the inclusion of people from different cultural backgrounds into community as well. So welcome and have a good time today and across the whole program.
Beautiful. That's fantastic. Excellent. I'd also like to introduce two of our other academic staff members who you may well see in semester one. So Leanne, if you'd like to come and stand up here. So Leanne Marshall, excellent. So you'll meet Leanne in both Introduction to Disability and Neurodiversity, as well as Perspectives in Disability. So I'll pass over briefly. Thanks, Leanne.
Yeah, hi everyone. I also have an online tutorial for one of those topics, so if you are watching this recording, I may also for those who aren't in my classes, I may post comments on flows, so now you know if a comment comes from Leanne Marshall, it's me. Now, my background is a little different to Michelle and Cassandra. I didn't actually start in this degree as an undergraduate student like you all are. I actually did a couple of degrees first, including a teaching degree in supporting students with disability, mainly in mainstream classes though, as opposed to our special classes and units that we do have. And then I did the master degree, so I did the postgrad a degree in disability here, which is why I'm qualified to be here. I'm also, like Cassandra, a teaching specialist, so I don't do research like Michelle does. I'm all about teaching, but I am also part-time, so I'm not always on campus. So if you do need to get in contact with me, the best way is probably through email. I am generally pretty responsive to emails. I think Michelle can back me up on this.
Oh, Leanne, your attention to detail is unprecedented and she's magnificent. Yes, she will keep me accountable, so thank you very much.
Yeah, so I don't have a phone number, but yeah, I'm always available through email, and we can arrange online meetings, or I am on campus only on Fridays normally. I've just popped in today because it's orientation and I wanted to introduce myself, but I am around mainly on Fridays because that's the day that I run classes. What else do you need to know about me? I guess because I work part-time, one of the unique things about me on this team is that I work for a couple of other organisations in addition to my role here, and those organisations do rely on my developmental education degree. So I work for JFA Purple Orange, delivering a lot of still adult education, but going out to organisations and educating around disability awareness and disability inclusion, and also positive partnerships, so educating teachers on some best practice methods of supporting autistic students, mainly through our education system. All right, that's probably enough. Oh, I go for the Adelaide Crows. We're in South Australia. I guess it's kind of compulsory to name the football team. Demi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you so much, Leanne. Fantastic. Excellent. And Demi Martin. Yes.
Hello everybody. I'll keep my introduction pretty brief because I'm aware there's lots of different names and faces that you have now been introduced, but as mentioned by Michelle and Leanne, my name's Demi, and you guys will see me in your perspectives if you're doing perspectives in first semester, and also the disability service landscape in semester 2 as well. Like Michelle, Cass and Leanne later on, I started my journey here as well. Not that long ago, I kind of did my bachelor's degree, then did my master's, and I've never left. But alongside that, I do work as a developmental educator as well. I'm also in a teaching position only, so which I absolutely love. I love being able to engage with you all and learn from you guys, and also share my experiences as well working as a developmental educator. But yeah, I guess I just want to say a huge welcome to you all, and I really look forward to seeing you guys in classes. And yeah, if you've got any questions, or feel free to email me, or otherwise, yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in tutorials.
Beautiful, that's perfect. Thanks so much, Demi. So we've dropped the developmental educator term a couple of times so far without me directly introducing it. So for those of you who finish with the 4-year Bachelor of Disability and Developmental Education, that's the full accredited program for you to practice as a developmental educator across Australia. The banner over here is our professional association, the DEAI, and they've given you a few bits and pieces in a bag, including a bit of a spiel about what a developmental educator is. So I'll go back at the end of today and cover a little bit more about that. But again, to be a DE, you need to either have done our 4-year BDDE degree, or we've got an accredited master's degree, and there's now also another accredited master's degree at the University of Wollongong as well. So they're the 3 accredited programs for direct entry. So we'll be telling you more and more about that pathway and that fantastic career with endless career opportunities as one of a number of different pathways you can go down. All right, so enough with the stuff. Now we're going to introduce you to one of our student reps. So Patricia, thank you so very much for coming down as well. So we have a number of student reps. Look, it's like it's a surprise to you, Trish. Fantastic. So we do have a number of student reps, and each semester there's an opportunity for you to put your hand up and say, actually, yeah, I'd love to go and join that team and support fellow students. So thanks. Trish, you want to say a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the job?
Well, talk about being thrown in at the deep end. My goodness. This is a surprise. I've been at the university now for 4 years and started as a mature age student. Was welcomed by Michelle, Demi, Cassandra, and shown a way into a leadership perspective type role, becoming a student representative. Being a student representative allows me to help other students and direct them to the right pathways to get assistance. So Cassandra is the engagement coordinator, Demi as a tutor and lecturer, and of course Michelle as our coordinator, helps me to help other students and myself to develop a closer connection and a collaborative experience within education and within the community. Because by undertaking this role, I can go outside Flinders University and go, hey, you've been speaking about disability education, or you've been speaking about you want to do a disability degree, and I can show students how to go and get that and how it's easily enough to attain if you want to really strive to get it. Oh dear. My goodness, I don't know where to go now.
That sounds perfect. I guess, that's really fantastic. And I guess if you do find yourself in a situation that you feel you're not quite confident to go directly to your tutor or directly to the topic coordinator or directly to me, speaking to a student rep is a really great angle as well too. So do you want to talk a little bit about that? How students can contact you if they wanted to?
Students can contact me via my email. I'm going to give a profile of myself over to Cassandra to put up on Flow or Canvas, how they call it now, so that people can actually contact me. Feel free, if you see me out in the areas, just to come up and say hi. Student representation for me is key to success. I've also undertaken some of the Horizon components within the university and achieved my silver certificate, aiming for platinum at a later date this year. I was also lucky enough, by undertaking this role as student representative, to achieve the Outstanding Award for student representation across the university. So I got a nomination and achieved a certificate. This actually helps me to help you, to help others within our community, and especially those with disability as well, to achieve their goals. Because I too have an invisible disability, and I have raised a son who has a disability, and now is fully successful in open employment and has been able to achieve his own personal goals. So never fear that I'm not approachable. I always wear my Flinders polo so that people know who I am and can easily identify me. Obviously, not being faculty or academics, I'm still here. I am in my third year and hopefully will be completed by the end of next year and go out into the community or even stay here and help others out. Beautiful. So thanks.
Awesome. Thanks so very much, Trish. That's perfect. Great. Excellent. And so our next person we'd love to introduce you to is Amanda Summers. And Amanda is going to give you a few hot tips from some years of experience. She's brought notes. Beautiful. Well done.
Look professional. Doesn't matter what it says on here. I have notes. Thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge the land that we're meeting on today being the Kaurna people. I'm usually based in Geelong, so I'm from the Wathaurong people, but I'm originally from Adelaide, so I did Adelaide, Mildura, Geelong. I started the BDDE in 2017, so I have to finish this year. There are no negotiations, so I'm going into my fourth year. I have 4 children, aged almost 6, almost 19, 17 and 26. Think about that. Mm-hmm. 3 out of 4 of my children also have diagnosed disabilities, and I was recently diagnosed with ASD and ADHD. So that's sort of where I come from. I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that it's going to be easy. It is an amazing course. It is one of the best. I was talking to my best friend yesterday who's an OT, and she said, hands down this one over being an OT. So I think it gives you a variety. I always say it's a combination of being an OT and a speech and a psych kind of all thrown in together. You get to do so much. Over the years, I've studied both a mix of full-time and part-time. And I will say, be gentle on yourself. We all have stuff going on. In my 7 years, have done 1 birth and 3 deaths, and moved 6 or 7 times interstate. So be gentle on yourself. Access the support around you. Get access plans. Do what you need to do. But if you enrol in things, be gentle on yourself. And if look at dates, look at all of that kind of stuff. There's some amazing planning tools on Canvas. I keep going to say Flow, but Canvas.
I think they're calling it Flow now.
Flow.
Again. We're back to
Awesome.
Flow.
I'm like, I don't know if it's Canvas or Flow anymore. But there are some amazing planning tools. Print them, use them. Learn how you want to learn. So for me, one of my biggest tips, I've got 4 whiteboards and visuals in my office this year. So just do, learn how you want to learn. Print, don't print. I can't read off a computer, so I print absolutely everything. I have probably my biggest tip is I have a folder. I go to Officeworks, I buy one of the Everarch folders, some medium to heavy duty plastic sleeves. Do not get the thin ones, they will fall apart and you will cry in work 12 when everything has fallen out. I get the numbered dividers, I put them in each week, and then I look at my planner and I go, right, week 1 is this, I have to do a lecture, I have to do an online shoot, and I have this due. I find as a mum of special needs kids, I also run my own business, so I'm an NDIS support coordinator and run my own business. I find as a mum of special needs kids, hands down, visuals, highlighting, doing it in chunks. When I started the course, we used to sit here and do a 3-hour lecture. A lot of them now is broken down, so it is much, much easier. The team recognise 100% that we are working and we have kids and we have complex lives, and a lot of us come into this course with, experience around disability. Run with that experience, share that knowledge with others. But use, I found I have a planner in each of my folders, and I literally highlight, it says all of the weeks, it says everything that's due. So that's probably my number 1 tip. My number 2 tip is time blocking. So this week when I get home, I will sit down, I'll look at my not-negotiables, apparently in 4th year they all want the cameras on and
we want to see you.
It's nice. So I'll look at my non-negotiables. I'll block out my week. I will put it on my fridge, on my wherever. Whoever's at home, make your family aware that these are not negotiables. Things are going to suck sometimes during the semester, not going to lie. Sometimes I go, I can't do coffee with friends. My house looks trashed. Be gentle on yourself. You will work out what your not negotiables are, and you will work out people will live if you don't do coffee with them, I promise. But also take time for yourself. So I live in Geelong. I've started walking every day. When I drop the kids off, I just go for a walk along our beach for like 20 minutes, turn my phone off, world stops. It's really, really hard. It's taken me 7 years to get there. But take time on yourself, because you'll come back, you'll go, yep, now I'm ready to write that assignment. When you're writing assignments, if things don't flow straight away, put it away, go and do something else, go run with the kids, go have a coffee with a friend, whatever, come back to it. The amount of times in the last 7 years that I've gone, didn't work, and then all of a sudden it's just clicked and I've been able to write an assignment. So they are probably my biggest tips. I've started to listen to podcasts because I live in Geelong and do lots of driving for work. So I've started to listen to podcasts, which I always went, I can't listen to them because I can't note take. But I have been listening to a really good one called The 5-Second Rule. Now, if you're a parent, the 5-second rule means a whole different thing. And as you get more kids, it becomes more than a 5-second rule. But the 5-second rule is this: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. Don't think about it. Don't deliberate it, don't just do it. So I need to listen to a lecture, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. Just listen to that 20-minute lecture and then go and do something else. That's probably my biggest tips. Access your amazing staff here. Michelle and I the amount of things that I've emailed Michelle with, and the amount of times, I'm not going to lie, the amount of times that I've wanted to quit this degree. Probably at least once a semester you will be going, I'm done, I'm out, I don't want to pay anymore. But I promise you will get through. I promise you will survive. I promise you will be better for it at the end. And there will be subjects that you love. There will be subjects that you hate. You guys are lucky because you've got the new cool degree. I'm still finishing the old one, which is fine. But yeah, there are amazing subjects. So yeah, talk to your other students. the third years, the fourth years, we're all here. We're gentle. We generally don't bite. So talk to us. Enjoy. And I'd have to say, enjoy being a DE. If you're going to do the BDDE, enjoy being a DE in South Australia. It's a little bit sucky at the moment in other states.
You'll be
but
groundbreaking. You're groundbreaking.
We are getting better, and we are fighting, but that's okay. It's an amazing degree, and whatever you do with it, whether you come out as a DE, whatever you do with your various years of study, it will enrich your lives. It will make you a better person. Resilience, and just be gentle with yourself. That is probably my biggest tip.
Love it. Beautiful words of wisdom. Thank you so very much, Amanda. Very much appreciate that. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Now, I think I've covered this a little bit earlier, but like I mentioned before, we've got those 4 nested degrees, the 1-year diploma. Now, so we've got students who come in. There's a SATAC code for each of these. You probably already know this. So we've got students who come in doing each of these. However, once you finish one, you can enrol and continue on. So it's what we call a jump in, jump off model. You can, if you've started off with a 4-year BDDE degree, but after the end of the first year, life has changed, significant events have happened, you have the option to exit with the diploma or the associate degree, however. So you can jump off, deal with life, do some work for a little while, and then apply to come back in and pick back up again. So there's an enormous amount of flexibility here, and we've designed this for a very specific reason. We want people with complex lives, with lived experience, being out there, being the leaders, doing the phenomenally important advocacy work, informing policy, down there on the ground doing the fantastic work. So you'll find the flexibility in this degree is far more than any other allied health program, registered allied health program. So again, we've done that with intent. So, quick question for you guys. I'm going to throw it out to you. You've been listening to us for a little while now. We've got, if I can get you, this gentleman's just sat down. We're going to ask everyone to stand up again if you're comfortable with that. If we can line up along the front of the room here, if you're doing the diploma, if you're enrolled in diploma, if you can stand down that end. Then the associate degree, if you're enrolled in the 3-year BDCI degree, or the 4-year BDDE degree. And let's just see where everyone is at the moment. And then you get to see everyone too. So the 1-year, 2-year, 3-year, 4-year degree. Just to have a bit of a sense of where we're all at. So we've got a few people down here with the BDDE, 3-year BDCI, fantastic. The diploma, wonderful, excellent, great, beautiful. You're down the other end, beautiful, great. No worries, nice work. Fantastic, great, okay, beautiful. So, if you are comfortable to, sorry, the camera's only capturing the people over here. So if you're happy just to have a chat to the person standing next to you, to another student, and introduce yourself. And what did I have? I had a couple of questions that I was going to pop up here. So we know which degree you're in now. Is this the first time at uni? What do you love to do when you're not studying or working? So just, 1 or 2 minutes, just get to know someone standing next to you. Cool, excellent. Okay. Oh yes, would you like to? Yes, this gentleman here? Yes, go. Excellent, yes, I don't mind. Great. Beautiful. Yes, group of 3.
And it's my first time here, and I like to do sport, hang out.
My name's Rachel. It's first time at uni. I'm doing the 4-year one, and at home I like to read comics and novels.
Oh, what are you reading at the minute?
Nothing at the minute.
Good,
Caught me.
good. You're
But
good.
yeah, ask me next week.
We're going to give you a whole lot of stuff to read anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So I'll have a look.
Oh, that's wonderful. Nice to meet you. Are you all internal or are you online students? Coming on campus? Fantastic. Oh, good, good. You guys all enrolled in your topics for first semester? So are you going to be in the same topics? Full-time, part-time? Yeah. Okay. Are we all internal students or online or? Oh, internal means you're attending tutorials here on campus, or online you're going to be doing your online tutorials. Internal and online, fantastic. Is it fair drive down? There's a perfect Absolutely. Full-time or part-time study, guys? Fantastic. So you'll be in the same topics. Excellent. So again, I teach Intro to Disability and Neurodiversity. So you'll be enrolled in our internal ones and you'll be potentially online or internal shoot for that one. Maybe online. Excellent. But if you need something unexpected happens and you need to change and you need to join the online shoot, or you want to change online which one you want to be in, or you want to come to the internal one, that's all fine. So I keep it as flexible as we need. So yeah, you come along and join us every week. Excellent. Awesome. All right. So we'll be watching and cheering. Just for you. Exactly, that's right. So that might be topic dependent. So for my topic, I teach Intro to Disability and Neurodiversity, the 1211. You will have been enrolled in a particular shoot, but in any particular week, if your timetable changes in your own life and you want to make a different online shoot, or you want to come to a different, that's fine. You can come to the shoot that is going to. They would have said that, yeah. My topic, you can come to any tutorial. Yes, you can join an online tutorial. Look at the time zones. Yes, yes. Yes. Oh, fantastic. You're training in the city. I'm teaching that one in the city. Excellent. I look forward to seeing that. Yeah, we've got an orientation session there on Friday as well, where I can walk you through the video if you like. That's okay. Yeah, no, I'm glad you came today. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, we can talk. We can talk about that. Yeah, easy. Beautiful. All right. Let's, because time is ticking away. Take a seat again. Beautiful. Okay, guys, if you want to resume your seats, let's keep moving. I like to prioritise and I apologise to those watching the recording, but I like to prioritise a time for you guys just to physically just touch base with each other, because time and time again, it's people say, it's the person who I met in O Week, or the group of people that I met in O Week that have we continue to support each other all through. You're still working, and
Pretty much my best friend who I sat next to on O Week, still connected almost 10 years later. So to what Michelle said. My maid born in O Week.
There we go. See, absolutely. So universities and university life is pretty cool. It's just about giving yourself the time to get out there, go out, give yourself the time to mix, to meet people, to go outside your, your comfort zone a little bit. Yeah.
Microphone maybe?
Oh, yes, please. Great.
Yeah, I'm talking now particularly for those of you who are watching this recording and might be in another state or territory. Here?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, might be in another state or territory as well. It's quite common for our students to arrange catch-ups with each other if they know someone else from Melbourne. So that might also be something to do if you're not currently in Adelaide and you still do want to catch up with other people from the degree.
Definitely. So just as a bit of an orientation, there aren't a lot of people physically in the room with us today. However, we've got over 60 students starting in our disability programs this semester. And that's a combination of students who are studying here in Bedford Park campus. We've got students from across Australia studying online, and we also have our new city campus as well too. So we've got 3 availabilities in all of your topics. You'll see students who are one of those 3 availabilities. So we all have a shared teaching site, but we are all in different places, etc. So absolutely, do reach out, do connect, form online communities, and don't do it on your own. There's the next series of slides relate to some standard stuff to get you sorted for uni. Cass, if you can just run through these pretty quickly.
Okay.
Pretty quickly.
Pretty quick. So get your essentials sorted. So by now, you may know this already. We have a network that runs throughout the entire university. It's a Wi-Fi network. So you can go back and view these slides later. You'll all get them online as well. So it's just how you find your fan and your password. But for more information, that's the web address there too. So wherever you are in the uni here, main campus, Tonsley as well, or if you go in the city campus, any of those campuses has Wi-Fi for you to use. New students would also have your ID card. Have you all gone and done that? All nods? Yep. If you haven't, that's okay. There's a new student section online as well. There's also support desks around today here on this campus, but also up at the main campus as well. And I say that because that is literally up the hill. If you haven't been up there, it's the main huge campus up there too. And Flinders Connect is the group who can support you with setting any of those services up as well. ID card, as I said, I was one ahead of myself. Now, I assume you've all enrolled. That's why you're here. Anyone not enrolled? No? Good. Can talk to Michelle. Those online as well can obviously contact Michelle as well. So there's more enrolment information. So you've heard this term this morning. Some have been talking about flow. Some have been talking about Canvas. We went through a change last year with our student online learning system, or what's called the learning management system. So it is Flow. So it's Flinders Learning Online. It just happens to use Canvas as its platform. Might mean nothing to you at all. That's okay. Just remember Flow. Okay. That's where you'll see all your lectures. So you heard before from Amanda that in the past you would attend a 3-hour lecture. That doesn't happen anymore. Most of your topics will all have a recorded lecture for you to watch. Yeah, or multiple short ones, yeah. So you can watch those ahead of time, then you attend your tutorials where you'll discuss that information and work more around what that module's about for that week. But there's no actual in-class lectures anymore. So that's all about flow. Transport, so you have found your way here. We have multiple ways of getting to campus. This week parking is free, which is fabulous for us too, but it's not free after that. So be very mindful that parking does have a cost. So there's a way of getting permit, there's a way of getting an app on your phone to pay for parking, and you will get fined if you don't pay for parking, so I'm sorry about that. But this week it's free. There's also the train now. We have the train that comes from the city all the way to the Flinders station, which is just over here by the hospital, which you can use as well. That also has a loop bus that connects the train up here to this campus and to the main campus as well. So if you can't walk up that, it's a bit of a hill, there is a loop bus that you can use. The loop bus goes all around the campus as well, and it stops out here in this car park 13, I think. Yep. So you can use the loop bus everywhere too. Also, buses can drop you off at Flinders too. There are quite a few car parks here, but they do get busy after about 9:30, so you might be walking from a bit of a distance in the main car park up the top of the hill. Lots of steps, lots of hills here at Flinders as well.
I just also want to mention, like, who else is here on in this
Yes.
campus? So the biggest group of students are probably the nurses.
Nurses, yes.
So on the days that they have lectures or classes, car parks can be pretty tight. So yes, come earlier than you would normally.
Yeah, I noticed today, so Wednesday, obviously, because we've got orientation sessions here today and tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, they are quite full. Other days, not so much. But yeah, past 10 o'clock, it's pretty hard to get a park sometimes. So be mindful of all the different ways to get here. Just some information about scholarships too for you. Safety on campus is a big part to be aware of as well, to make yourself safe on campus as well. There is an email and contact address there if you feel at all unsafe, if you need to report a complaint as well. My role as student engagement coordinator, I can assist with that too. If anything you feel uneasy about too, but be aware of your safety on campus.
I put them in my. I have them in my phone, and then sometimes when I have our library's open 24/7. So
yes.
Let's say you're here, you're working late, it's night, and if you give security a call, they'll walk you back to your car for you. So I've done that so many times. It's really lovely.
Yeah, good tip. Health, counselling and disability services. So on campus, you might have heard Amanda talk about a disability access plan as well. If you need to receive one of those, you can talk to Health, Counselling and Disability Services about that. They also have doctors on campus, nursing staff as well. If you need to get vaccinations, any of those things. Again, it's on the main campus, but they're all available for you to utilise as well. Oasis is a fabulous service. It's what's called a community centre. So this is one of my favourites because it's the work I used to do as well in community development. So we have our very own community centre on campus. So Oasis has lots of activities for you to do. There's things like volunteering activities. They have a market every Thursday which they give away free food. They have yoga and mindfulness sessions, lots of walking. You can be a volunteer there and connect with other people. A lot of the international students utilise Oasis as well, and so you can meet up with an international student too and perhaps learn about their experiences whilst they're at Flinders too. But Oasis is a little bit of an unknown to many students, but it's a fabulous service as well, so highly recommend that you use Oasis. Our mental health strategy here, so as I said, there's so much information here. I'm probably just whizzing through these and you're thinking, why is she still talking? So there's lots of information here as well. So our mental health strategy at Flinders focuses on improving student mental health. So again, the great tips that Amanda gave you as well is to please look after yourselves as well. There's lots going on in your lives, in your study, but there's lots of support at Flinders as well. So there's what's called the Student Health and Wellbeing blog that will get sent to you on a weekly basis, and then I also go through those and find out lots of other great initiatives that's going on through the uni, and oftentimes there's programs you can attend, study skills programs, but also things about how to plan things in your lives, or tips like about procrastination and all these other things. So it's a great program through the Student Health and Wellbeing Service. They also run this other excellent program called the Good Vibes Experiment, and it's designed to encourage you to experiment with adding wellbeing focused activities into your life. So you do a lot of study, then you probably work, you may have family as well, but look after yourself and your own wellbeing, and lots of the activities in the Good Vibes Experiment program focus on that too. And today on campus, down near the cafeteria, there's lots of booths and activities there. Flinders University Student Association are there too, and these books are available from there too today.
While we're just talking about the what are we, cafe? Oh my gosh, name has changed so many times over decades, I can't remember just where the food is.
Yes.
At the end of if you want to hang around after today's session at 12 o'clock, there's a couple of us who can take you for a bit of a tour around to find where your classes are going to be and just point out some various bits and pieces and just have a chat along the way if you want to hang around and guided tour.
Yeah, there's more giveaways. There's a glitter booth. There's lots of things down there. Yeah, they're doing fancy things down there. So services. So Flinders actively promotes awareness and respect for diversity of staff and students. So some of the student services do include these things. So wellbeing advisors. There's a prayer room on campus. Conversation groups. Equal opportunity advisors. A pride network. Good vibes experiment as well. So all of these are additional services to your study activities as well. So please make the most of orientation. It's a great time in uni. There's a few weeks, so it's not just this week, it does extend beyond the first week of orientation as well. So 19th to 23rd. Here and up on the main campus as well, lots of activation, lots of things happening. And what else have we got? So log on to Flow and you'll find Finding Your Way at Flinders, and that's the orientation videos for you to watch as well, and some more tricks and shortcuts to help you with study too. There's lots of study assistance programs that the Flinders offers too, so student learning support services. So if you do have need assistance with writing your assignments or study skills, there's lots of programs that Flinders offers as well. So please don't feel that you're not being supported to do your study as well. You're not alone. As Trish said, there's student reps, there's my role as student engagement coordinator. I can help you with that sort of thing as well. As it says, help's available. They keep going. So next week is Connect Week, and there'll be more activities and activation on campus as well to connect with each other and to other students here too. So you'll be, as Michelle said, there's students studying OT and speech, nursing, physio, lots of other allied health professions on campus as well. And look, lots of fun things too next week. There'll be music, clubs, events, activities. This week is the fair day is tomorrow here on this campus as well. Some more tips. You'll get what's called ping sent to your phone or your email as well, and this gives you lots of more information about life at Flinders too. So there's never a dull moment. There's lots of things happening. All right. And Flinders University Student Association, FUSA, is there to support you too. They'll have a booth down here out the front of the cafe as well today. Now we have Michelle back with course-specific information. So if you missed any of that, please feel free to ask me any questions as well.
I think you did a tremendous job. Well done. And I was just commenting to Demi, I think you'd also make a fantastic airline host as well.
Oh, would I? Over here.
Beautiful voice. Excellent. Great, so all of these slides, I'll show you in a moment how to find them, but they're going to be placed up on a flow site that everyone who is enrolled in one of our disability courses, whether it be undergrad or postgrad, all have access to this shared flow site called Disability and Community Inclusion General Courses Information. Yes, I'll walk you through that in a moment. Fantastic. So again, here on campus, we've here at STIRT, we've got a lot of allied health. We've got nursing and allied health. So you'll also actually what I've been using a lot of. We've got student-led clinic here on STIRT campus called Health to Go. And so if you need optometry, if you need physio, speech pathology, OT, nutrition, you can make an appointment, and then you'll see a student on placement who was supervised there to provide a direct service. I've been going to see the physio there for a little while. Love it. It's $20 for the first consult and $15 for every subsequent consultation. I don't know where I could get that anywhere else. Magnificent. And the supervision is phenomenal. Very, very good. So I can show you where we can show you where Health to Go is a little bit later. So again, we are in a very vibrant allied health nursing precinct here. And then we also have our glorious Australian Science and Maths School, High School, right here in the building to our left, or to your right, so that's year 10, 11 and 12 high school students who also come and share our cafeteria, or cafe, whatever we call it down here. So just be mindful of the hordes of year 10, 11, 12 students who come during their lunchtime period, and we'll just eat all the hot chips and Coke. Just get the chips before the high school students come. But yes, you'll see them sort of moving in and out as large groups. They also share our library as well too, which is on the third level, your entrance on the third level, and we'll show you where that is. So this slide again acknowledges that our degrees, our undergrad disability degrees can be done full-time or part-time, or a little bit of combination of whatever it looks like with you. There may, as Amanda was talking, there'll be some semesters you can just crack on, and other semesters you need to take a step back as well too. So I'm the person that will help redesign your study plan to help show how you can do that within your time frame that you're given for your degree. So each topic you enrol in, so if you're full-time, you're enrolled in 4.5 topics in a semester. So you really need to plan around 8 to 10 hours per week per topic. So get your, whether it be one of your 4 whiteboards, as per Amanda's, my brother-in-law has the most magnificent detailed whiteboard set up for he's studying psychology. And so every day, every topic, every assessment in red, the blocks out the time that he's doing. This is when, like you're saying, this is when I'm watching the pre-recorded lectures. This is when I'm attending my tute. This is when I'm working on this particular assessment. This is when I'm working on this one. It's all colour-coded according per topic. Help yourself out. Pre-planning is the key. This is just an example of one here. Persons, when they're studying, when they're having lunch, when they've got dinner, when they're doing sport, when they're doing work, when they're doing the different shoots, like put it in your diary, and rather than just leaving it up to yourself to maybe fit it in. That's our biggest tip for success. Okay, so what I really want you to do, and I'm here to help you, really consider how much time you have for study in your life. So if you're working full-time, I'd love to have a conversation with you about perhaps not doing full-time study. Again, 8 to 10 hours per week per topic. Full-time work plus life plus probably part-time study is a viable, successful way to manage. You do have until census date, which is in week 5. That's a really important key date. So if you decide, I think I've overcommitted here, you've got access to all the topics you've been cracking on for the first 4 weeks. You go, actually, I need to withdraw. You can withdraw by census date, and then that makes sure you don't have a fail grade on your transcript. And biggest bonus, you get your money back. So cost of topics is very expensive, as you're probably aware. If you can have a look on each topic on the website information, you'll see how much it costs. So don't forget that money kind of accrues over time as well, and at a certain point you're going to have to pay it off if you're not paying it up front. So we want to help. We're here to help you not fall in the trap of enrolling in topics, not withdrawing, getting busy and distracted, and just having topic after topic after topic on a really long transcript. So my job is to make sure that you're okay, and that you progress through. If something unexpected happens and you do need to withdraw after census date, that's an option too, and there's processes and things to go through. There's also a fee remission process as well, and I'm here to talk to you about that. If everything goes out of control, you've got 12 months, and you fail the topic, you've got 12 months to apply for a fee remission if you meet certain eligibility requirements. So there's always pathways to explore, and Cass and I are there to help you walk through so you don't feel overwhelmed. I've overcommitted, so yeah, no, there's a lot of support in place for you. Our emails again. Great. All right, now, again, hot tip. Check your emails really regularly. So you'll have your Flinders Uni email address now. If you've got your work email or your personal email or whatever email you regularly use, If you divert your Flinders email into that one, so you've just got the one that you're looking at, regularly. We don't want you to miss any emails from your Flinders one. So again, there's information on how to use your email addresses there. So forward your uni emails to your own personal email account. So you're getting all of your emails together. So anyone have any questions about that? I think that you're going to receive really important emails from your topic coordinators, from your tutors, from me as the course. Let's say that you've got a tutorial scheduled, let's say, 1 o'clock today, but there's, I don't know, your lecturer or your tutor's got COVID or something has to be cancelled. We'll let you know via announcement that will be sent to your email address. So you need to check your emails, the days that you've got class, probably, what was your advice in terms of how regularly students should be checking their uni emails?
Oh, definitely any day you've got classes. Yeah.
Just in case something's cancelled?
Anyone gets sick, buses can move online or someone else could cover, you need to know that. But I was also going to add there, Michelle, just remember that if you've got your emails forwarded onto a different email address, if you need to respond back to us with an email, please make sure you log into your Flinders and send it from your Flinders, because otherwise it's probably going to end up in our junk folder and we're not even going to see
we may miss it.
your email.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really important. We don't want to miss any correspondence from you. Fantastic. Okay, so this is the study plan for our undergrad DCI courses. So you can see in the first year we've got blue column, the blue on the left indicates semester 1 topics, and the green on the right indicates semester 2 topics. Again, this is for a full-time study plan. Once you've finished all the first year topics, you can exit with the diploma. You can continue with the second year topics and then exit with the associate degree, etc., etc. So the thing to be mindful of, and this is why my role as course coordinator is really important with your study plan, is many of these topics are only available in one semester. So if you need to miss something or you need to withdraw or something unexpected happens, then your progress will look different. So, not all topics are available every semester all the time. So important to know. The exception to the rule there is our prac topics. So you'll see we've got prac topics in year 2, in year 3 and year 4 of our curriculum. And our placement topics have been designed for maximum flexibility. Again, so they're available in both semesters. You can negotiate to do them, intensively or over a long period of time. We've got examples of students with access plans who have negotiated to do their placement over the entire year, just in small chunks every week or fortnightly. So again, there's a lot of flexibility here to make sure that we support you for success. So in our first year topics, we have a whole range. We've got, hopefully everyone knows how to select, talk to me if you have difficulties selecting an option topic, but if you have done any type of study in the last 10 years at Cert 4 or higher, you'll be eligible for credit for that first year option topic. So again, touch base with me if you think that might be you. And what you do is you just get your academic transcript from wherever, and do a credit application, and I can show you how to do that. I'm also happy to stay behind and answer any questions you may have about credit situations. Likewise, if you've been working in the disability sector, you may be working perhaps in a school environment as an SSO, a school support officer, or whatever term you're using. That also applies. If you've been working as a disability support worker or coordination or absolutely anything at all, you may also be eligible for credit for the first placement in second year there, Prac 1. The remaining placements are not eligible for credit because of the accredited nature of our programs. So in year 3, you'll do a 150-hour placement. So in a full-time study plan, we recommend that would be in semester 2 at the end of third year. And really that's you demonstrating, pulling together all of the things you've learned from across the course and applying into this particular placement. And our DE students in 4th year, we are just DE focused all the time. We are preparing you for your allied health new grad role. So there is a range of awesome placements and experiences here to make sure that you are ready. So we've got a 150-hour placement in semester 1, where you're working under the supervision of a developmental educator or another allied health professional, speechy, OT, psych, conducting, a whole range of clinical assessments, delivering, instructional strategies. You're doing the DE role under supervision, and then in the second semester, we also prepare our 4th year students in PBS. Many of we're very proud that our 4th year graduates are arguably the best prepared PBS practitioners in the country, so there's a 100-hour PBS placement here, and then we also have a capstone, which is again an awesome topic and brilliant. I'll talk to you all about that another time, a little bit further down the track. So again, do speak to me if you need to do any deviation of anything, and I'll make sure that we've got a good plan that's going to work for you. Excellent. So placements, just to flag it now, it's not an issue for anyone in their first year of study, but it will be next year. Placements require, as we can all imagine, a range of compliance requirements. So there's all sorts of things like getting clearances and getting vaccinations and all the things that go with being legally able to be placed in an organisation. There's quite a range of them, so we want you to check them out. The college, we're in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, which means our college is very particular and has very closely follows South Australian guidelines, particularly around COVID and vaccinations. So that's something to be aware of. What are we, on the 21st of February 2004? Again, look at the compliance requirements for placement. You'll need to make sure that they're all in place at the end of the year before you start placement. So we want you to have got all your compliances. You enrol in your placement topic, let's say at the end of the year, so that the university knows you're going to be doing a placement, and then they start working with you to give you all the relevant information and to start that process. But it's not a case of, it's March, of the semester, I'm going to enrol and do a placement now, because you've missed the boat. You would have had to have gotten all of that stuff ready about December the year beforehand. So just be prepared. It's a long lead in to make sure that you're in the best position. And again, we strongly value placements in this course and across the university as well. The feedback from students and the feedback from industry is this is where intense learning occurs. This is where the rubber hits the road, where you get to see everything in practice. You'll see some good practice, you'll see some bad practice out there, and you're supported by our university supervisors for you to unpack that, to reflect on that. Really when I speak with industry, what they value is the range of prac placements that our students get. So again, very valuable. We appreciate that for some people it may involve taking time off work in order to fit in placements in their life, and that's the case for all allied health and health qualifications. So preparing for that is really helpful. I'm sure Amanda has some top tips on how to kind of prepare yourself for fitting in placement along the way as well too, but it is something to orient yourself towards. Excellent. So career pathways. I've talked a little bit about our 4-year graduates who are then eligible to step into developmental educator roles. Our professional association is the DEAI. Many of our graduate DEs are also, in our new curriculum, are also really well positioned to step into positive behaviour support practitioner roles across the country, and the BSPA, Behaviour Support Practitioners Australia, is a really helpful professional membership. So we recommend that students become student members with those. I'll talk a bit more about the DEA in a moment and how you can register as a student for free in your first year of study as well. So they're the professional roles, allied health roles. So, you know, under NDIS, in terms of the pay rates, it's the same therapeutic support rate or behaviour support practitioner rate as, you know, OTs, speeches, etc. So they are specific professional roles. For students who graduate with our 3-year BDCI, the associate degree and the diploma, have a whole range of different roles that our graduates step into. Everything into leadership roles with teams, organisations, government, local government, councils, corrections, with a number of students stepping into roles in corrections, support coordination roles, planning roles, advocacy, disability advocacy roles, developing policy, all sorts of different places. So again, it's really exciting where our graduates of those first 3 years step into and how they influence the community's understanding of inclusion and access. So you're really, really well supported to stepping into any range of these roles. Anything else to add in terms of career trajectories for our various students? I think the last thing I want to add is we have 100% employment rate for our graduates. Very rare you see that. There is so much demand in the disability sector, and yeah, I just...
That definitely grabbed their attention, Michelle.
Yeah. You're in the right degree for a job.
Yeah, the last capstone said everybody in the room was employed before that, basically.
For our 4-year students, yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. No, that's it. No, I've gone backwards, haven't I? This way. Excellent. So let me just introduce you to the DEAI. So again, there's the link up here for you to register. That's the website, excuse me. So we have our 2 accredited programs, the 4-year and the Master's Disability Policy Leadership Developmental Education. So student membership is around $50 each year, but if you're in your first year of study, you can apply for free membership with the DEAI. We really recommend you do that because we want you to feel part of the culture, of the community, to be part of the conversations, come to the professional development events. We just ran one yesterday in our new city campus, which is looking a bit schmick and fantastic. And also be part of their discussions on the DEAI Facebook site and Instagram and other groups as well. So it's a very sort of vibrant and growing professional association. We released our first scope of practice for developmental education last year, and that's a really important professional document for us because it helps our students and our DEs communicate to the general public about what it is that you are qualified to do as a base. And explain the role as well too. So I really recommend you checking out that particular document. But essentially, DEs, we have a very particular, unique role. It's a profession that started here in South Australia and became a recognised allied health profession in 2011. So what's that? 13 years ago. We have a growing number of developmental educators in other states across Australia. However, it's a little bit slower because mostly our graduates are coming here from Flinders Uni. But it's a really exciting national growing profession. And we are quite unique. We work very closely in teams with other professionals, with occupants. So most teams will have an occupational therapist, a speech pathologist, a developmental educator, a psychologist, a social worker, other health. So DEs are part of multidisciplinary teams across most organisations in South Australia, and we're looking to increase that in other states too. So we come very much so, we're qualified to work with people with disability using a human rights framework that is central to everything you're going to be learning. Everything is around, how do we help people achieve, using a human rights framework. And all around effective inclusion and participation in society. It's a very holistic profession, so we look at the whole person. So as opposed to, let's say the OT may be focusing on fine motor skills to help with writing in a classroom setting, for instance. The physio may be helping with balance, mobility or transfers. The DE is often described as like a key worker or the glue that gets helps the person, the family, and the team see the entire picture, not just the sum of an individual's parts or diagnoses. So very much looking at that socio-cultural context as well. So again, a big focus is on promoting inclusion and addressing attitudes and environmental barriers. So taking a social model approach to disability, which you will be extremely familiar with by the end of the semester, as well as looking at a biopsychosocial, right? Yes, oh my goodness. I've had no sleep last night. But we have different models here. I'm going to show you in the next slide anyway. This one here. So this is our framework for practice. So as DEs, there are some important words in there. So we promote co-design, evidence-based, promote agency, we're culturally responsive, strength-based, holistic and person-centred. And our models are designed the biopsychosocial model, thank you very much, Leanne. We follow a human rights model and a social model. The critical perspectives so all of these are wrapped up in pretty much all of your assessments through your degree. We looked at critical perspectives of lived experience of disability studies, and intersectional theory. And overarching all of this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disability, the UN CRPD. And you'll be living and breathing that. So they're the rights of people with disability, a rights-based approach to supporting people achieve, whatever it is that they want. So that's our approach as DEs. DEs also have 4 main areas of skill. So skill development is one, so teaching people how to do a whole range of tasks. Behaviour support. DEs often do a lot of work in disability advocacy and a lot of work in access, education and capacity building. So without, these slides just summarise some of the tasks that DEs will do under each of those. So under skill development, so they're promoting development of skills to enhance inclusion and quality of life. So here you'll see, so DEs, and we make sure that you are fully competent in this. You'll be selecting and conducting and interpreting a range of clinical assessments, developmental, functional and behavioural assessments. You'll be leading a lot of collaborative planning and goal setting, planning for life stages and transitions. This is where a lot of teams use DEs, in that transition. So transition, from preschool into primary school, or from school into uni or into work, or from living in my own home into nursing home. So those big transitions are where DEs really have some fantastic skills. Employing evidence-based instructional strategies to teach skills in a variety of life domains, and Demi can talk a bit more about that. Excellent, so that's a lot. This is the bread and butter of what DEs do, skill development, and we make sure that you are really good at that. A lot of disability advocacy work, so again promoting development of self-advocacy skills for people with a disability to be really effective self-advocates. A lot of undertaking individual and systemic advocacy. Everything we do is around co-design practice, co-design research, etc. Great. Many DEs are beautifully placed to step into behaviour support roles. It's not a requirement, but it may be an area that you might like to pick up. So we've got DEs who don't do any behaviour support, and we've got DEs who specialise in it. That's it. So again here it's adopting a human rights approach to behaviour support. This is a very particular approach. So PBS practitioners, again, be engaged in functional behavioural assessment and formulation, functional analysis, development and implementation of person-centred, multi-component PBS intervention plans, reducing reliance on restrictive practices, coaching and supporting stakeholders, so a lot of teaching to disability support workers, to family members, creating the best support around the person. Therapeutic skill development comes in as a key skill there, and a lot of you providing supervision and training and education to others around behaviour support as well. And then the last component of the DE role is around access, education, capacity building. So again here, doing a whole range of things to help people have access to health, mainstream health, to education, to work and community. Improving the general community's understanding of disability and diversity, and building capacity for families or people themselves and families in their communities. So all sorts of things, with a lot of opportunities for access, improving access to buildings, to venues. One of our cool assignments in Intro to Disability and Neurodiversity in first year is all around you working as an access consultant and developing an access, doing an audit in a sense and identifying recommendations for increased access for a location of your choice. So a whole range of tasks here. I'll stop. The last one here relates to where DEs practice, and there's it's a very long list. They're across all areas. We are seeing an increase in DEs in most teams, but also in private practice and in a range of government organisations, etc. But DEs are infiltrating everywhere. So, Demi, I'm just wondering if you're happy to come up for a couple of minutes and talk a little bit about your role as a developmental educator and the different places you've worked.
Thanks, Michelle. So as Michelle mentioned, I've had some experience working as a developmental educator. Now, I think I'm going to sort of speak to the nature of DEs and how we're here, there, everywhere. We're so varied. We do a number of things. We wear a different number of hats. So my personal experience is once I started graduating, I worked in an organisation that was a multidisciplinary organisation. So I worked a lot with physiotherapists, occupational therapists, speech pathologists, and then I later went on to an organisation that was a not-for-profit. And the organisation itself was initially a accommodation provider for people with disabilities. However, they then employed developmental educators. So in that role, I did a number of different, predominantly skill development, but then also positive behaviour support, which Michelle spoke about as well. And then the role that I'm currently in at the moment now, so I work for a smaller organisation doing skill development. So that is where my passion lies, and I can talk your ears off all about that because that's my area of passion.
What kind of skill development?
Skill development, yeah. So look, once again, it's a very varied nature, and if you speak to any DE, they'll tell you their roles, we overlap, we do a whole number of different things, but my experience is working predominantly with children and then also adults with disabilities. My sort of personal area of interest is working with adults with intellectual disabilities, but once again, number of different disabilities, number of just across the lifespan, but some of the key skills can involve, some of those life transitions, supporting somebody, when they finish school, figuring out what is it that they want to do. Would they like to seek employment? Would they like to go to university? Moving out of home? Some of the other significant transitions, children much younger, so if they're just transitioning into school, they might start at mainstream school and then go into sort of different schooling, or the other way round. Some of the other skills as well, so if somebody's positioned where They've started to go into supported accommodation. It might be learning some of those tasks like cooking, cleaning, a number of different skills, catching public transport, financial skills, then children as well, social skills. There's a whole number of different skills. The list really goes on. I could sit here and rattle a whole heap. The other thing as well that I think is really important in the role of a DE and the nature of what we do is, like Michelle said, we really are a holistic professional. So we really do look at not just the person, but their environments, the people who they communicate with, who they interact with, and looking at how can we upskill everybody around them to best support that person or support them to achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve. I don't know if, I'm curious to know, has anybody met a developmental educator before, or the name's a bit of a foreign name to you guys? And I think if I'm completely honest with you guys, it took me a couple of years into my degree to understand what a DE is, and I think it's a question that you'll get asked a lot, so be prepared, but we're all here to obviously share our knowledge, experience with you, and get that term sort of embedded in your brain so you can understand it.
Definitely, thanks so very much. Fantastic. So in your bags, you've also included a postcard that just again includes what a DE is as well. So that's quite handy to have on file. Great, so we've covered a whole world of information in 90 minutes. Were there any burning questions that you had for us right now that we can address?
Wanted to mention, Michelle, I think some people got here late and might not have received their bag yet.
Oh, that's okay. We'll make sure you get one before you leave. Please do. I'll stick around. That's it. I think the last thing I wanted to show was, so this is your flow dashboard. So hopefully everyone's had a chance to have a play and see the topics that you're enrolled in. You should have access. One of them should be that general one that I was talking about, the disability and community inclusion courses, general information. What a shocking name. We really should think of renaming that one. But all of you at undergrad and postgrad in disability courses all have access to this one. And this is our central point of, I guess, I'll hop in student view. That's a good idea. Excellent, excellent. So this is where, hello, goodbye. Done, thank you. Good. This is where today's information from the orientation session slides and all sorts of other information is available to you. So if you, so we've got here the undergrad course information. There's a link here to our research website if you're interested, and also some links here to our DEAI and PBSA if you want some more information, some direct links there. But if we go into our undergrad course information, you got me. You've got links to the course rules of all those degrees. I've popped up here updated study plans if you're full-time, if you're mid-year, if you're just doing 3 topics a semester, or if you're going to do 2 topics a semester. So it's all quite varied. Here I'm going to upload, after today's session, I'll upload the lecture slides, and that's where the recording will also be available. Here's the link for our prac placement information. This is the credit application link, so where you upload all your various documents. Here, if you want to learn more about how to contact our student reps, they're all there. If you want to be a student rep, we've got some information there too. And also keep in mind as well too, once you finish either the 3-year bachelor or the 4-year bachelor, you can apply for an honours year. So if you're interested in research, which was the pathway that Cass and I did, once you finish a 3 or a 4-year degree and you've got a GPA or your grade point average